At Phoenix Modular Elevator, we make elevators easy, so we provided you this video to give you an overview of the process. Remember, this is just an overview. Keep in mind you are to work with the crane team, general contractor, and others, but should never do anything outside of your scope and abilities. Also, if you have any questions at all, contact us at your convenience. We will help any way we can. Step 1. We will supply layout drawings after the customer approves the details of their elevator. Use the drawings to apply for the required permits. All permits are your responsibility. We will give you support as needed. It is also crucial that you inspect each arriving component of the elevator. Elevators come pre-installed, but there are components needed for setup that can arrive separately. There's a packing list that comes with every elevator. It is your responsibility to make sure that everything has arrived as promised. If something is missing, report it immediately to the Phoenix team on site. If the Phoenix team is not available, contact our logistics specialist or quality control expert immediately. Keep in mind that most of the components are strapped in the area where they'll be needed. For instance, buffer springs will be strapped to the rails and the part of the hoistway that goes into the pit. Other parts will be on the car top, in the machine room, or palletized separately. Step 2. Meeting and unloading the truck. Again, make sure that all the components needed for setup on the provided packing list are there. Notify the Phoenix team immediately if anything is missing. The truck will arrive with the following: the modular elevator hoistway with pre-installed elevator. Multiple towers will arrive as scheduled if a taller hoistway is part of the project or if several elevators are being set up simultaneously. 2. The modular machine room if ordered, or a pallet with a tank, controller, and other parts. And number 3, the rest of the shipped separately components found strapped inside the hoistway closest to the point of use. If there is a modular machine room, the crane team should be instructed to unload it first and set it off to the side. Remember, never walk underneath any suspended load. Work with the GC and the crane crew and allow them to rig the hoistway. Lift the hoistway off the truck, and then the truck can simply drive away. Remove the shipping brackets from the bottom of the hoistway. They're the wooden slats held in place with the red brackets. Remember, never walk underneath a suspended load. Then have the crane upright the elevator and lower it into the pit. It's that easy. For more details on sizing and rigging, go to phoenixmodularelevator.com/crane. That's phoenixmodularelevator.com/crane. These instructions are for the crane and rigging professionals. Pass the website information on to that crew as needed. Step 3. Place leveling nuts at the same height on all 4 of the cast-in-place anchor bolts near the floor of the pit. You can use a laser level if one's available. Then lower the hoistway into the pit onto the anchor bolts. While still being supported by the crane, raise and lower the nuts as needed to level the hoistway. Once level, add washers and nuts to the top of the base plates of the elevator. Remember, the hoistway legs are 1 inch shorter than the pit is deep to allow for leveling the hoistway inside an imperfect pit. Once leveled, the crane team or GC can unhook the hoistway. Then use non-shrink grout underneath the base plates to support them permanently. For a detailed look at setting and plumbing the hoistway, go to phoenixmodularelevator.com/setting-the-hoistway. That's phoenixmodularelevator.com/setting-the-hoistway. Step 4. If there's a modular machine room supplied, the general contractor should already have a slab poured. The crane team should set the machine room on the slab provided. Make sure the machine room is up against to or as close to the pit as possible. Attach the machine room to the slab with epoxy anchors supplied by the GC. If there is a site-built machine room, mount the power unit and controller in the room and wire them together and to the disconnects. Step 5. Pipe the jacks to the power unit just like any other hydraulic elevator. You supply the piping and the fittings per code as well as pipe stands and anchorage. If there's a modular machine room, we optionally supply a pre-cut piping and fittings package. One piece of pipe, though, is left long and ungrooved on one end, so you can cut it to the precise length you need. If the machine room is remote from the hoistway, coordinate in advance with the GC on how the piping and cable will be routed. Plan for underground raceways to be set before the pit is poured. Make sure nothing extends past the inside of the pit wall until the tower is set. Step 6. There are 2 ways to connect the wiring. The first option is to find the traveling cable and the hoistway cable coiled up near the bottom of the hoistway. Unwrap both cables and feed them through the raceway to the machine room. The second option is if the traveling cable and hoistway cable are terminated in a junction box at the bottom of the hoistway, and extra lengths of cable then are supplied. Cut the cables to the precise length you need and wire them between the terminal box and the controller. With the modular machine room, all gutter connections are pre-cut and supplied. With the site-built machine room, you supply the gutter and conduit from the hoistway to the controller, controller to power unit, and controller to disconnects. For more information on modular machine room piping and wiring, go to phoenixmodularelevator.com/mmr-piping-wiring. That's phoenixmodularelevator.com/mmr-piping-wiring. Step 7. Start up the elevator. Ensure the jacks are plumb and secure. Fill the tank with oil supplied by you, then sequentially remove the shipping brackets. They are always red. Do not remove the shipping brackets under the car. Power up the elevator and lift the car. Check for leaks, remove the final red shipping brackets from under the car, and then lower the car. Inspect the jacks thoroughly and replace the packing on the jacks. Extra packing is provided for this purpose, and failure to replace the packing will result in a voided jack warranty, making you responsible for any additional cost incurred. For more details on the startup, go to phoenixmodularelevator.com/start-up. That's phoenixmodularelevator.com/start-up. Step 8. Time to test and adjust. Now that the elevator is in place and the elevator car is running, the elevator is just like any other elevator, but you must still do the following. 1. Run on inspection. 2. Install the selector tape. 3. Adjust the doors. 4. Run on automatic. 5. Adjust the valves. 6. Connect and test the smoke detector and fire alarm. 7. Connect and test the phone line. Remember, the elevator has not been powered up in the factory, so full testing and adjusting must be performed in the field. This includes doors which were installed horizontally in the factory and thus cannot be fully adjusted until they are vertical. Instructions on all the equipment as well as wiring diagrams are contained in the project manual that ships with the elevator. Step 9. Now we're down to the final details. Place ceiling panels and lights in the car. Put light bulbs and guards in the pit and car top. And then give the GC a punch list of any outstanding items that must be completed prior to the inspection. Step 10. Schedule and perform the inspection. Turn the elevator over to the customer, arrange for ongoing maintenance to preserve the warranty. And that's it. You've got a fully installed elevator. And that's all 10 steps. However, there are some things that we just don't do. These are outside of our scope and are important to remember because you may have to coordinate with the GC or other subs to get the project completed. Here's a good list, but if you have any questions at all, please contact us. Number 1. The flooring of the elevator car. We do not provide carpet or tile, and we do not install it in the factory. Number 2. Fire life safety. Sprinklers are totally up to the GC or building owner. Number 3. Coordination of the various trades. It's up to the GC or building owner to schedule electricians, carpentry, construction, concrete work, fire life safety, building inspectors, or plumbers. Even the elevator technician needs to coordinate with the GC. Number 4. Structural connections. We can give advice and assistance, but we do not make the tie-ins. Number 5. Emergency egress phones. These are phones that are located at the landings, not in the elevator cars and not in the hoistway. Number 6. Sump pumps. If requested, we can provide a receptacle and wiring, but the pump is not in our scope. We hope that the information provided will help you with the elevator setup. It's our goal to make the process as easy as possible. If you have any suggestions or questions, feel free to contact us at your convenience. Thank you again from Phoenix Modular Elevator.